Are your SIPs giving you negative returns? You're worried, anxious. If you are losing your money, did you make the right decisions? Are these thoughts bothering you? Don't worry. This video is for you. And in this video, I'll show you from a real life example and scenario from one of the biggest crashes we have seen in the last 20 years. And I'll take you through a real example of an SIP, what it looked that time, what anxieties it caused, including me, because I lived that moment. I was there in that moment when the markets crashed, and it was on the worst periods of my life in my career. On one hand, jobs you're losing, on the other hand, you're losing your money. But let me tell you, you are right now in the best of times to continue your SIP. And after this video, you'll be convinced. I've made many videos, but this one that I'm going to share with you, I'm actually getting into more details of a real example, trying to replicate a scenario which you are seeing right now. Hi, I am Franky Fernandes. I'm a certified financial planner. I help young couples grow their wealth as a team. I'm also the founder of Harmony and Money, a community especially for this. And I'm also a marriage coach, an executive coach. So I have 35 years of experience in the industry, 25 years married, and I can help you make all the right decisions. And if you're here for decisions on money, mutual funds, you are at the right place. Watch this video till the end. It's a short video, but this video is an eye-opener for you, and it will help you make the right decisions and stop you from making the wrong decisions. So let's get into this very interesting video. So what we'll do right now is the first thing that we will do is we look at an Excel sheet. And in this Excel sheet, I'm going to actually show you a real scenario of SIPs of 10,000 every month for 5 years, right? From 2007 when the markets were at peak, and then the markets crashed in 2008, and then it remained for more than a year, 15 months or so, and then it slightly went up. And I'm trying to imitate a similar scenario, simulate a scenario to help us understand how an investor felt in 2008 and how an investor feels in 2026, and how we should look at SIPs. Is it really profitable? Or why you should not stop SIPs? And all that we will see. So first we'll go through that whole Excel. We'll give you a lot of ideas, a lot of hope, a lot of insight into the whole world of SIP. And you will not look at SIP the same way, right? So let's first look at the Excel sheet with the real scenario. So here is this Excel that I downloaded from the NJ Distributor app, where I am the mutual fund distributor. So this is for Franklin India Flexi Cap Fund. Incidentally, I also worked for Franklin Templeton for 18 years. And this was a very good fund. So what we'll do is we'll look at each of these columns. So pay attention, make notes. There's lots to learn here. If you want to increase your knowledge, or if you just want to know if SIPs are good or that you should continue or not, probably you can just listen to and try to understand, right? I'm going to summarize this. This is for somebody who wants to actually also understand, right? So this column is October 2007. So this is the date when you invest. This is the SIP, 10,000 rupees per month. This is the cumulative. That means every month it keeps increasing. And these are the NAVs. Here is the difference in the NAV in terms of percentage every day. For example, here it grew by 3.44, and here it dropped by 12% and 17%, right? And this is the cumulative, right? Right from this, if you want to see this, how much is the NAV drop? It is dropped by 31%. These are the units, which means 10,000 divided by the NAV will give you the units. This is the cumulative units. This helps us to know how many units we possess. And I'm going to show you why it is important. And then this is the value on the NAV day, which means if you invested 10,000, what is the value on that day? And we will look at these numbers even for other dates, right? And this is the gain loss That means you invested 10,000. This is the value. What is the gain or loss? And this is the percentage, right? So this is when the markets were at peak in 2007. And I have lived through this vividly. I remember what we went through. So till here, the markets are good, right? The markets are going up. And here it goes up. And then finally the crash. In 2008, there was a crash, right? This is where the crash started. So till this point, you are fine. You invested 40,000, it's 41,000. You invested 30, you always see 30,521 is going up. So here you only see profits just for 3 months. And after that, immediately you see you invested 50,000 overall, and it has become 46,603. And it's negative. I'm sure this is all what we saw in February. But we thought we will recover in March, April, May. But even we are still in June, and this is exactly what happened. But this was worse, right? So here you kept on investing here, right? You kept on investing. You invested a lakh, and how much has it become? 76,000. You've lost 23,000, and you waited for. And here at this point, you're thinking, right? If you are not married, if your parents come to know, they'll say, "What? You have invested? Everyone was better off. Here you have invested a lakh and it's 76,000. You have lost so much money. What about if you are investing and your spouse comes to know, who is not so engaged, involved in mutual fund investing? He or she will say, what? All the money is going down the drain, right? These are the exact words I'm hearing from some people whom I know. All my money, SIP money is going down the drain. Friends, just see the scene here. You invested 1,80,000, and this is after how many months? 14 months. That means a year and 2 months, and you've invested 1,80,000, and here you have lost 51,000. How do you feel? Right now what we're feeling is very mild compared to this. I'm sure a lot of you invested in 2024, 25, early 26 are all seeing this, correct? You're seeing negative in your portfolio, probably 2 years. So if you look at it here, the gain loss is 30% loss. NAV has fallen by almost 50%, right? From 191, it has come down to 100. It's quite terrible, right? Yes, the market went up a little bit, but still, till this point, it is all negative. How many negatives? From here to here. 16 months of negative. Would you keep investing? There are investors who did that, but there are some investors who would have stopped here, probably stopped here. And I'm going to show you the loss that these people have suffered because of this impatience, right? And then in June 2009, they see the light under the tunnel, right? The NAV jumps by 19.4, and suddenly all your negative is wiped off. You've got a positive of 25,000. That means earn absolute profit of 12%. Now, I just want you to pay attention here. You didn't need a 19.4 jump, right? From this NAV to this NAV, you didn't need 19.4. You did not need 19.4 to make it positive, right? Even if the NAV had gone up probably to 135 or 136, 137, 138, or 139. So it just had to go up to 140. That's it. Just 6%. If it had gone up, you would have gone into positive territory. But then thankfully it went up by much more. It went up, right? 19%. So till that point, what were you seeing is you were looking at, this is what was the NAV. This is what it looked like. You started off here, and for 16 months, you see it going down, your money falling. And the moment, just one jump, one little jump, and what happened? And of course, then the market went up here. So we'll see that here, right? For so long, you saw negative, and then finally you start seeing positive because the markets, probably this is what it will look like, similar when the war ends. Hormuz control is then it's not controlled. US troops go back or whatever, and there's a not ceasefire, but the war ends, which will end eventually. If not June, July, August, September, sometime it is going to end, right? It can't be there forever. And this is what happened. And then the market kept on. And here you see, you invested 2 lakh 80 and it'll become 3 lakh 80. 36% growth in your, right? Suddenly you see all this while you were seeing only negative, and now you start seeing positive. 1 lakh 7. And you kept on being faithfully investing. And in just see in 2012, how you see the markets here. You invested 6 lakh 30 and it will become 8 lakh. You have got profit. From then on, you only see profit. So I just want you to pay attention here, friend. Why is it that this 19.4 jump in the market suddenly gave you 12%, right? That is because all this while, when it was negative, right, you were accumulating units which were much more. For example, you're almost 100 units, 81 units, 94 units. See, when you started, you were accumulating half of them. And what happens is this half and this, there's a difference, because the moment the NAV is applied here, the new NAV, you get a jump. And I'm going to show you a little while later how it looks with the current NAV, right? So, and this is what it kept on happening. And by 2012, that is almost 5 years, you see that you're only gaining. The market does fall. If you see here, the markets, the markets did fall. It came down here, but then the market went up. It did fall here, right? If you see here, the market is down, right? Only then it goes. But even here, let's see when the markets are down, right? 2012. What happened to your portfolio in 2012 when you still are the same, right? 16/1 2012. You're still gaining 87. The market is going down here. The NAV is falling, right? It is 200. It had gone up to 222, 235, but still, because of this negative period where you accumulated a lot of units, more units, because the markets were down, more and more units, it doesn't affect you. Even when the market falls here, it does not affect you. You still are on gains. And then when the market again goes up, you recover, and you've got in the 5 years absolute profit. That means not annualized, but how much your money has grown. You invested 6 lakh 30, but it's right now 8 lakh 73. Now, there are some more things in the Excel sheet. I'm going to show you very interesting things. Just hang on. But I just wanted to ask you here, what have you learned so far? Let me know in the comments. What did you really learn? What this Excel has taught you? Of course, it has taught you that you should never give up. The NAV went down for 15 months, but doesn't matter. It just needs one jump, and all your negatives, all your losses will be wiped out. And then from then on, the market keeps going up. Obviously, the markets are down right now out of sentiments. There is worry, there is anxiety. And the market is discounting that in the future, the profits may get curtailed, and it may not be so profitable. So because of the sentiment, it goes down. And then when it returns to normal, and after a few months, when companies start showing profits, markets go up, and they compensate for the loss of the 16 months. Right now, it is just March, April, May, just barely 3 months. We have seen this. Don't worry. Don't stop your SIPs. This is the biggest lesson learned. Now I'm going to show you in the Excel how it looks today. So this is what we have seen. Now I'm going to show you these two columns, right? So what is the current value of a past day's unit? That means today, right now, the NAV is for the same fund, which was 191. Today, the NAV is 1524.47. 1524.47. This is the NAV, today's NAV, right? Okay. And so this unit, 52 units that you purchased, first the 10,000 rupees. What is the value today? That unit's value is 80,000, 8 times, right? And this is the cumulative number, which means your 20,000 today is 1,56,000. But the most interesting thing is here. Every day, this is 80,000, this is 76,000, 73, this is 83. Now, again, it is 97, 99, right? Today's value. But the most important thing is here. Today's value of that 10,000, where you were worried, but you continued to invest, and it has rewarded you with 1 lakh, 94, 98. Each 10,000 is now 1,51,000. This 10,000 is now 1,51,000. If you had given up here, possibly, for example, maybe here, next to it, if you had given up and then probably again resumed here, oh, the markets are going up, let me resume. If you had stopped here, for example, 3 months, what you would have lost? You would have lost 15 lakhs as of today. That is 19 years later, 15 lakhs. This 15 lakh is the penalty for not trusting, is the penalty for giving up. Let's remember, friends, equity investing is not for short term. And SIPs are a wonderful, wonderful way of investing. So, and today, right? So if you see here, as the NAV went up, that unit gives you 61,000. That means today that 10,000 value is 61,000 for this unit which you invested in December 2012. Now I want to show you this sheet for the entire 19 years. Here is it. It started in 2007, right? This is the current value of that unit, right? That is what I showed you. And the same thing is there for many other funds here. I don't have the time to share with you. I just picked up one fund. There are funds which have given even much more, right? So if you see here, as on 15th May 2026, the value is almost 96 lakhs, which means if you had invested 224, that is 22 lakh 40,000. Today, it will be around roughly a crore after 19 years with 14% annualized returns. There are funds which have got even 17% annual, which means if you are patient, if anybody was patient, if you are patient, this is the reward. That 22 lakh 40,000 has become 1 crore 36 lakhs. So this is what it has become. FlexiCap, Franklin FlexiCap, the current value. And I want you to see this chart here, right? There is this chart here. I want you to see this chart here. Now, where is 2007? It's here. And the period that we were discussing, those 5 years, it's here. 2007 to 2009, it kept on going down, right? Kept on going down. Then it went up. Then it remained flat. It went down. And where are we now? Does it even matter? This is the period that we were discussing. And now the market has gone up in the last 19 years, right? This is where we are now. The next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, we will not even remember this. What we will see is the portfolio. Yes. Let's even assume that it will not give us 14%. Even if it gives 10 or 11%, it's still fantastic. This is what is the power of SIP. This is what is long-term investing. This is what is investing in the markets. This is what is investing in mutual funds. Friends, so what's your learning? Let me know in the comments. What did you learn in this little presentation? Is there any learning for you? Were you actually going to commit a mistake by stopping your SIPs? Or are you worried that why this is happening? What is it that this has helped you understand? So why do investors stop their SIPs? Why have the SIP stoppage ratios shot up so much? Number one reason is fear and something called in the behavioral finance field, it's called loss aversion. So 1 unit of pain has double the intensity of 1 unit of joy that you feel. When the markets go up, if you feel so much, When the markets crash, it's double. So you are right now in that stage. And there is one thing that you must do if you haven't done. Do your risk profiling. Find out what is your risk profile, because that will help you in making the right decisions for equities, especially. So there is a link in the description. Click that link and find out your risk profile. It is free, but it will help you make the right decisions. And you will not be under fear, but you will be far more relaxed. Number two reason, short term focus and unrealistic expectations. See, many of us have actually seen the market just go up, up, up from 2022, especially. Even from 20, after COVID, also, we have seen it going up. And then from 22 to 24, it only went up, up, up. So everybody thought that if I do my SIPs every month, I will only see it go up, 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 up. But you saw the example that I shared in the Excel, it just doesn't go up, up, up. In fact, it is the worst thing. It is not a good thing for the market to keep going up, up, up if you're investing in an SIP. If you're investing through an SIP, it's always good for the markets to go down several times in your journey to make the best of an SIP. So it's a wrong expectation. It's a short-term view that I will get returns in 1 or 2 years. Absolutely wrong. If you're investing in equities, minimum you should give 5 years. That's what I tell my clients. That's what I tell everybody who asks me about mutual funds. So that was number two. Now, number three, herd behavior and sentiment swings. Especially when you are worried, you don't know much about the market. Your knowledge is very less. So your risk appears to be very big. And when you don't know, what you do is you always follow stronger voices. Maybe in the media, maybe your friends, whatever they say, you follow that because you don't know. Your knowledge is very limited. And that's why I believe you must always have a financial advisor or an expert or a mentor in your finances to take advice. Because when you take their advice and you listen to them, you will not make emotional decisions. You will not follow the herd mentality. Now, number four, confusion about how SIPs work. Once you understand how SIPs work, if you have understood the Excel that I shared, you will never make this mistake of stopping your SIPs, especially when the markets have crashed. On the contrary, this is the right time to increase your SIPs. If you understood how SIPs work, you'll nobody will ever stop SIPs. On the contrary, increase your SIPs when you feel market is bad and you're losing and you only see red, red, red. Do more SIPs. Friends, why you should continue your SIP is a great discipline. You will not get an opportunity like this. Number two, you don't time the market, right? SIPs just happen. Number three, compounding happens only if you allow it. SIPs are tied to your financial goals. So why would you stop it? It is tied to your retirement. It's tied to your children's education. It is tied to your children's marriage or whatever. If you don't have financial goals, watch my video, our common financial goals. DIY, I have given also on retirement, how to plan your financial goals. If you do that, you will never stop SIPs. In fact, you will continue. You will persist in SIPs. So friends, SIPs are more than what you can imagine. So never stop an SIP unless you need cash or unless your goals are very close now. It doesn't make sense. Only then you can stop. Hope you have found some value from this video. If yes, please let me know in the comments and give me a thumbs up. That will encourage me to make more of such videos. If you didn't like it, if it is not sufficient, please let me know in the comments. What did I miss? And if you want to continue to watch such videos and want to know more, please subscribe to this channel. My goal is young families whom I want to educate and help them make the right decisions on finances and their relationship. Because I believe money is one of the best ways to build your marriage. So hope to see you very soon. All the best.